Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Coffee Time with Rita. So I got about an hour to kill or so before I got an appointment, and then afterwards I'm hoping that we can coordinate to get everyone on board. By the way, my rabbit's unhappy right now. His food log has been taken away, so he can't go thrashing around. There you go. There you go, little guy. So I took away his log so the neighbors won't complain. So, anyways, this discussion is prepping, inflation, um, prices rising, and more. So, I want to share that with you. So, first of all, I want to say the price of stuff has gone up. Literally, Sister Pee Wee briefed me the other day. I don't think she wants to be on our channel anymore. But that's okay. We can always find different moderators too. She's been excellent help and guide. So, I got to give her props for everything she's gone through. So, anywho, I got my coffee done. So, let's get some coffee. Chocolate coffee this morning. So, as you all know, the company... I'm having problems with the delivery company. I finally threw a fit today. I had to defend Pee Wee. It was actually yesterday. Threw a fit yesterday. I told them, look, my Christmas presents and everything else was delayed because of you shit kickers. And they finally admitted it could have been the delivery guy stealing or leaving it because the guy's an asshole. Think what truly happened. There you go. A little chocolate milk in here. Soon Chloe has to get some more today. Hopefully that's the only thing we need. Got a couple glasses of milk this morning, So let's just talk about pricing, inflation, prepping, and so forth. So, anyways, what's going on is Pee Wee emailed me a briefing this morning, last night. She went shopping the other day. And let me tell you, she went shopping the other day, right? And what happened? You guys can be like, oh, what happened? Well, apparently she said gas is almost $4 a gallon. So she went into the valley or somewhere, I don't know where. And it was like $2.37 or something, $3 for $3.37. So just to save 70 cents apparently with taxes and stuff, give or take, I'm just gonna round it up to the next dollar, okay? She literally it was really cheap, it was like, I'd say 70 to 80 cent difference for a gallon of gas. Now that 70 to 80 cents adds up, But anyways, I want to share with you a lot of different information, so, So anyways, got a lot to discuss in this hour and 10-minute session. So, anyways, my therapist is kind of worried about me, by the way. My sleeping schedule's been freaking wonky, literally wonky. I can talk about that. I want to check Instagram. But a couple people know I'm not live if they're interested. So anyways, hold on. So I wanted to share something with a couple people. I'm getting on Instagram. So basically, one of the things I want to share with you is coffee time with Rita. Right. So yesterday, you guys, my family, she came on. She was asking me, I finally met up with you. What's going on? I said, look, I'm probably pissed. She didn't even ask. That was upsetting me the most. Cousin Dinky didn't even ask, so I had to explain to Cousin Dinky what happened is I got cases of paper towels, and they decided to stick at the top of the stairs and leave with everything else. And someone was looking to steal them. Finally got a hold of the manager, and the manager said she's thinking of drilling fucking cameras in the side of the wall to every entrance from above, where it angles to a point where it doesn't show the tenant's apartment, but it shows the opening to, say someone going up and down. She's been getting a lot of complaints about the neighbor's dog barking and, etc., coming and going. She asked me about my camera, and I said my camera is only picking up movement from the door, picks up their feet, doesn't show who it is. So we've had a few problems, but managers are pissed because the freaking boxes are stacked up, and anyways, so I gotta tell you, I had a great, really good video I watched. Basically on moral values. Basically, I was thinking of Sister Elisa, and she's a great person, and we talk. I hope she's doing okay. She probably is. Probably has a doctor's appointment, slept in or something, but she likes to tune in. But I was reading about moral values, So last night, I was looking over some books, and my dad was. I know Pee Wee was watching this. My dad would basically throw a fit and tell me that anyone who's a Trumper is a propagandist, conspiracist, son of a bitch. Well, think of it. I'm starting to think like Pee Wee and that other guy. All my conspiracies came true, so I need to find new ones. Honestly, I'm not a conspiracist theorist. The thing is shit's coming down the pipe. I mean, think of it. The Bible talks about inflation, a day's labor for a loaf of bread. I mean, literally, it could get that way. I mean, literally, no one fucking knows what's going on, I mean, it's the way it is, And then, on top of that, my other problem is we're having a lot of problems in the government. Look around. The government wants to access every fucking bit of information, right? My dad's like, let him. There's nothing wrong with it, really. My dad doesn't have any problems. He checks his email, and then he goes to Zoom. And when he's done with a Zoom, he goes to another Zoom. And then if he's not going to Zoom, he's going to Mason thing. And if he ain't doing Mason, he's basically on the phone to his niece who wants to leave all his money to some guy who's, whatever, and goes on and on and on, right? But he tells me to make sure my life insurance policy is big enough so I can leave it all to him. And yet, he says, right? And yet, he's telling me people like Trumpers, stay away from the Trumpers. Stay away from your family. They're bad news. I mean, literally, it just goes down the pipe, I mean, literally, it was funny as hell because last night Chloe basically threw a fucking fit, and Dad basically put her in a place and said, "Look, no one wants to take your shit, so you either pack up or you fucking leave." I mean, that was it, But I mean, literally, I was trying to basically talk to Dad about Revelation, and Dad's like, "You need to interpret it the way I interpret it, Rita." And I said, "Oh, you mean the asshole way?" Mm-hmm. That was it, Dad wanted to go on, and finally he's like, "I'm going to go to bed." I mean, literally, anything that has to do with Bible prophecy in the United States, he's saying it's all propaganda, conspiracies. Really, the guy basically said everyone basically is telling him Babylon is New York, right? Stock market. No, Babylon's in Iran. Everyone knows this, or Iraq. As long as Iran's looking to defend Babylon, they're going to get a nuclear weapon. Or as the news says. Hello, baby. I like looking at that little head. His little head's cute. So, yeah, anyway, so I got about an hour, like I said. I got an appointment afterwards. I don't know if I'm going to climb into bed for 2 or 3 more hours or what. I'm trying to get people to get on board with prepping, but prepping's not a topic anyone wants to talk about. It's not stimulus checks. They don't care. I don't know. I don't even know how to make people happy anymore, it seems. That's the thing. I mean, literally, Lisa, who's been a guide to me and a sweetheart, very nice girl. She was like, I haven't left, I haven't unsubscribed, and I appreciate you, Elise. I really do. I hope you're doing fine. I feel honestly abandoned. Literally, I feel literally abandoned, and that's how I feel. I feel freaking abandoned. You know, look around. You got one lady busting her hump, she misses my channels, but that's because she's getting ready to put a fridge in. Hell, the other day I was looking at a fridge myself, one of those little mini fridges, about 2 or 3 feet, right? Small enough that I can put in Chloe's room, tell her put all her damn groceries in there. And Chloe's like, oh, you're gonna buy me a fridge? She's gonna get her a microwave too and say, there you go, you microwave everything, stay in your fucking room. Well, what if I want to use the kitchen? When this entire room's clean and that room's clean and your room's clean, I'll put a fucking refrigerator and a microwave in there and you can live in there. I don't want to fucking see her. Thing is, she's too much problems, And Chloe thinks it's selfish, and like I said, Eliza is awesome, all and so, some of the things that I'm basically talking about, some people think they have been like saying, oh, you must be insane, you're a prophet. I have only said people have said I was a prophet. I don't claim to be a prophet. I don't claim to be the Messiah, okay? But it's fine. If anyone wants to throw it around and joke, that's fine, but look around. The moral values aren't fucking there. Think of it. Think of it. I want to talk about moral values again today in one of my sermon speeches today, okay? I was reading about the United States. There's a guy who emailed me back. He wants to tune in sometime. He doesn't mind small groups. He basically wants to tell his side of the story. I'm not going to give you his name. He's got some books I'm going to be reading soon. But the morals is not there. What's going down the path is Marxist socialist, as Pee Wee and I forecasted. He said, if I'm basically talking about this, then, he's on board. And the reason for it is look around. There's no moral values. I want to make equal, right? I turned around the other day and I said, where's the moral values in the fucking government, Dad? And he's like, oh, well, tranny people are getting surgery. Really? So last night I was talking to Dad. And I was reading an article, right? I talked about the top 30 people that spent the most fucking money in cosmetic surgery. Caitlyn Jenner is number 2 in the world. $5 million to make them into a woman. $5 million fucking dollars. Literally, let me just tell you, we have the best doctors under Medicare, and yet my surgery was less than that. My facial surgery was less than that. My fucking boobs were less than that, and yet $5 million. Where's the fucking moral values? What, they had to go through the best doctor to lop off the winky? Come on. They don't even pass as a woman for fucking 70 years old and they want to run for the fucking California governor? Woot, woot, big fucking deal. WFT, whoop-de fucking do. And yet, Sister Pee Wee, I love her dearly, hasn't even confirmed or denied the rumors going around about Jenner wanting to take the hot seat. Literally, I would love to hear from Sister Pee Wee down in California and maybe Sister Michelle and tell me outright if I'm wrong or right. I wouldn't want a fucking tranny running the fucking state. Literally, got a tranny wants to get fucking free sex changes because it saves lives, right? Well, here's the moral of the whole fucking story. For my beloved, I'm going to call her Love because it's a nickname. For some people, I call Love to Pee Wee. It's my sister Pee Wee. It's endearment as a British thing, So Love Eliza, because she likes my sermons, needs to realize the fucking insurance company is okay. I assume Eliza's got Medicare, okay? She was talking to me the other day, and I really want to bring this up because this basically hurts me to know, and I brought this to my father-in-law, and I pray for Eliza. That she's having severe back pain. She has to see acupuncturists, right? She went in, the doctor did tests, they're trying to help her, right? And yet, someone like her can't get acupuncture covered under insurance, right? But they're going to go and give some guy Eliza is probably doesn't realize this. Some guy, a pair of fake boobs and a hole, and they'll cover it because it's life saving. But saving her life. Let's just say the pain gets too bad, she kills herself hypothetically. Then what? Whose fault is it? We're giving fucking men tacos and fucking women dicks. So well, why not fucking help someone that really needs the help like Eliza? Now let's just say another thing that's hypothetical in the whole fucking problem here. While we're fucking giving free sex changes, the moral value here is the fucking government won't help our own elderly. I got a adoptive grandmother who's 96 who can't even get a hernia operation. Or she's got a hernia like this. Can't get rid of it. No, you're 96. We can't operate yet. Same lady turned around and got mad at me, and she has a right to, by saying, listen here, sweetie. I understand you're hermaphroditic, and I accept that. But any fucking man who wants a fucking pair of tits and a fucking clit needs their ass kicked because I can't get dental work done, glasses done, or fucking hearing aids done. I got to go through different channels for it, and I get turned down 99.9%. See? So the taxpayers basically are turning around everyone. What are they doing? They're fucking screwing you fucking over, literally. You don't know this. We're going to get free sex changes. My dad literally looked at me last night. I was tired. He knew it. I was completely tired, and I said to Dad, and Dad looked at me for once, and out of Dad's own fucking mouth, he says, you know, that I'd be writing my Congress. I did. You know what they're doing? The Republicans are doing something. The Democrats, they're just like, oh, well, you know, the old people, we should kill them off. I watched a video the other day in Revelations. I had a vision last night. Who's going first? When the government when the fucking end time hits, you know who's going to be going first out the door? Alexa, stop. That was my nap timer. Sorry about that. So, let me answer the comments in a second before I lose my thought. So, hello, Kimberly. Basically, you know, the ones that are going to die first are the fucking people that are the oldest. They don't want to support them anymore. Fuck them. So if they can kill them off, that's fine. But what is good is a man with a fucking fake pair of tits and a fucking hooter, a hole, huh? You gonna fucking whore them out in a whorehouse? As soon as they're all woman, ugly or not, you'll just whore them out because there's some perverted people that want fucking she-males with fucking hooters and, you know, or she-males or whatever. I mean, think about it. So I got a story for you, Kimberly. This is going to royally piss you off, okay? So we live on an island, right? That doesn't piss you off. Probably does because of all the beauty and nature around me. So I'm sitting there and I get a notification on this is a sermon about moral values. Again, moral values. This is a sermon I'm preaching today, moral values. I get a notice. Package delivered. Chloe's like, oh, so I look. Nothing. Okay. There's a little box about yay big. Chloe opens it. Says, oh, this is my coronavirus home kit. The state wants me to get it. So I said, oh, I got one too. You know, just mail them out at the same time. Oh, okay, no problem. It hurts like hell. Chloe, the nose thing, right? So she turns around. Right? And anyway, so I get another note of delivery, right? So finally, I look out the window here. There's a little window out there by past the dishwasher. A little window, and I got the camera angled at the door. So I go and take the camera first. Doesn't show anything. So I finally said, huh, nothing. So I open the window, and my boxes, 6 boxes, by the way, 16 packs. And actual box crates, the original crates are coming from, right? Double rolls, Kimberly. Someone was looking to get ready to steal it. I said, Chloe, get your ass up there. I got socks on. So then Moppy climbs on the chair and the ramen's almost about to slip. So I grab it. Chloe's throwing a fit, right? Chloe runs up there. Person disappeared. Next thing you know, Chloe's down there, bringing every box down. And I'm like, what the fuck? Chloe's like, oh, what are you going to do about it, Rita? You can't do anything about it, right? This was Chloe's attitude. I can't do anything about it, right? So I turned around. I said, yeah, I can. Well, what can you do about it, Rita? I said, simple. I'm going to go turn around and call the company and yell at them. The lady's like, soon as I finish, okay, so you're going to let them know. It's my number. You're going to call. Click. Call back. I said, I want a supervisor. They said, oh, it was an accident. Your phone cut out. So my phone doesn't cut out. It might be the shittiest phone the government gave me, but it doesn't fucking cut out. So anyway, so she turns around. Says, we got all your info. We're going to talk to the drivers. If they don't deliver your package downstairs next time, and it's the same product, you can basically file a complaint. We can fire them. Literally, it's like, look, I said I had packages go missing at Christmas time. Now you're telling me the fucking drivers and the neighbors stole them? Apparently, the drivers, some of the drivers don't even like the fact that there's a camera angle at the door. So they're now sticking it above this thing. And so I told the manager today, and the manager is like, Rita, it's just wrong. That happens, So anyways, I got to tell you, one of the things we need to prepare highly for is I've been watching stuff on what's its name? Edward Snowden, okay? Now, this is part of moral values. Edward Snowden blew the horn on what was going on in this country. Unfortunately, it was too late. You guys can sit there and say, oh, well, Edward's great. He's great. He's awesome. He's great. He's awesome. He's great. Thing is to me, I'm just clearing out some of my email real quick. My dad the other day was bitching to me. I couldn't believe he was bitching to me about, what was he bitching about? It was something to do with, the government. His moral values is you're not doing anything illegal, so why the government caring? Well, because frankly, the thing is you don't want your government issued cell phone tracking you, and so the moral values is Edward Snowden leaks it, right? Moral of the values, the son of a bitch is him and his cronies probably were stealing my packages from Pee-wee. Moral of the value is we're getting fucking too many son of a bitches out there fucking stealing my fucking, my dad's like, well, the moral of the value is you're not doing anything illegal. Moral of the value is I'm getting tired of fucking son of a bitch telling me that it's okay. I mean, he knows I basically complain. One of my things, right? One of the things that I'm looking to buy, okay, is the 5-volume set on Amazon. It's Spurgeon Sermons. I saw the life of Spurgeon. I opened my heart up to more sermons for you guys here online during the pandemic. But think about it. I'm sermoning this morning. Moral of the value is these fucking people are glued to their phone. Edward Snowden says, you're a product if you're on Amazon. You're not a customer if you're on Amazon. You're the product. You're the product if, whatever. And he's like, they're going to give the government more power to track you. So I told Dad, and Dad's like, well, if the government wants to track me, fine. What is they're going to learn? I go to Amazon, I hang out with you and watch movies. We go to Zoom. He's like, the government knows you have a Zoom account for, which, by the way, any moderators or people want me to do a sermon privately, I have Zoom. All you got to do is ask for my email address, and I'll do one-on-one with you. I can even do some therapy with you if you guys need it during the pandemic. Hell, it might help us all out. What do you think, Kimberly? Think I should offer that? Anyways, let me continue. So Dad's saying, well, you shouldn't worry, right? When I was in Oregon in 2018, I had the Secret Service calling me on my cell phone. I basically left the cell phone and kept clicking the box my sermon is. I didn't trust the fucking government, so I left the number, right? Now that the government reissued the phone, a brand new one, by the way, I'm waiting for the other one to come. The number is connected, but I told Dad, I don't trust the fucking government. He says, look, You didn't use the phone for 3 years. You think they're going to still track it? I mean, literally, it's still registered to you. You didn't do anything illegal. And if your police department out where you used to live is tracking you, what are they going to learn? What movies do you want to watch tonight, Dad? Okay, cool, Dad. What are they going to do? Triangulate and go, oh, Rita's in the San Juan counties for 3 years. He's like, what are they going to do? He's like, the fucking justice system doesn't work. You're fucking wealthy, you get away with shit. Last night, you want to hear the moral of the story? I want to scare you guys, okay? I'm going to literally scare you today. No offense to Kimberly. You know, I should moderate and put a wrench next to Kimberly. We don't have a moderator on hand right now, so, you know, and we're losing moderators right now, so I'm thinking of giving Kimberly a wrench. I think she won't abuse her status with a wrench. Hopefully we'll find out, okay? So let me tell you the moral of the story of this. Big companies like Bezos and Gates and the Bush clan and others, they're buying up all the aquifers and all the purifying areas with hundreds of thousands of areas of lakes with crystal clear lakes. They want to control the water for the fucking world. And because they're turning around, what are they doing? This is scary. They're going to control your water. And the reason they're doing it is the government doesn't have the infrastructures around the world to maintain the water, the plumbing and the pipes and everything to maintain. That includes the sewage ways. And so look at it. The moral is the Biden wants to basically pass a $2 trillion plus package deal to basically update our infrastructure, right? Dad turns around and says God doesn't punish people. Are you sure God doesn't punish people like in Texas where God basically turned around and says, look, your infrastructure's wrong. You guys don't want to believe in God anymore, so fuck you Texicans. Yeah, I mean, literally, it could be my family fled Texas and fled to Texas, you know. And God's like, Rita is the prophet, and you failed my daughter, the prophet. You know, big man talking about me. So I'm gonna basically give a blizzard in Texas. Next, you know, cousin's out of power, and cousin's emailing me going, "We're in a brownout stage." Has anyone ever thought of that? That God turns around and says, "Look." What if God turned around, right? Has anyone heard about the Cascadia earthquake? They say that means the entire East Coast, or nearly the East Coast, will be gone. Tsunamis everywhere. Hopefully, our apartment sits high enough up on a hill that the tsunami wouldn't come in, but the rest of the island would probably be literally flooded, you know. So, BBS. Okay, so unless you were a former moderator who claimed I was a Trumper, that wouldn't be you due to the fact that your number was BB-8. So, Star Trek reference, I would think. So, I will say welcome, I guess, old friend. But anyway, so basically, where was I? So, the moral of value is, you know, making a joke here because Lisa claims I'm a prophet. You know, I've been forecasting stimulus checks from here to there and everything else in between, telling people to take a break. And now they're praying to God right now. The damn vision zone stop, by the way, Kimberly. Dear God, please give us recurring payments. And God's going, first you got the first payment, you foolishly sent it. The second payment we got 8 months later, you foolishly spent. The third payment you got, you foolishly spent. And now you're praying after the recurring payments, you're paying for your food stamps to be extended. And yet, do I look like a fucking vending machine? I mean, literally, the good Lord, you know, God, you don't see me complaining. The only thing I'm complaining about is fucking Chloe, you know. Literally, I can't stand how I turn around. And what'd she do? Doesn't eat her 200 pounds of hamburger that she bought. That really hurt me. Telling Dad. Dad said she's trying to kill me. That's what he said to me last night. She'll do anything and everything to kill me. Literally. They kill me, you know. Hey, Boo. Come on. You're not moving right now. What's wrong, huh? Come here. Come here. So I was wearing my robe earlier, right? Let me show you a little trick I learned for him. Here. So I was wearing my robe earlier before I took a nap. Little guy is amazing, by the way. So I was doing this, right? See? He's learned that he could just sit here on my shoulder as a parrot. Ebony want a cracker? 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 Oh yeah, look at him. He's so cute. One of the perks of having a fur family. Ebony want a cracker? Hmm? So I'll just loaf like this for a minute. I can't see the comments but really well. I got him, but I'm guarantee I'm still here. You're a heavy little 5-pounder, aren't you? Or are you 7 pounds? You feel like one of those large Capon chickens where you just throw it in the oven and bang! Anyways, with everything going down the shitter right now, the moral values is why I'm preaching today, that the moral values ain't there. Literally, no one has any. All right. Hey, you can't have my coffee. See, he wants coffee. You can't have the coffee. Yeah, I know you want into your cage. Okay. Afraid the doggy's gonna eat you again. Hey, Kimberly. Sorry about that. Anyways, like I said, everyone, the moral values are going down the shitter. My dad and I talked last night at Zoom about it. I love Zoom, actually. I mean, literally, no offense, Kimberly. I think you get the joke every time, too. Eliza loves Eliza from, I can't give you her location for safety reasons, but let's just say the sweetheart loves my sermons on moral values. She says the entire country is going down the shitter when it comes to these things. Yeah, glad you made the refrigerator. So, you're the one, you're the one who had the reefer gone. At least you got it stocked again. I'll tell you, these visions are really getting on me. Literally, they're getting on me. Kimberly, I mean, I literally half the time can't even sleep. I got a therapist appointment in 45 minutes. You are... You're not Joe Gill by any chance, are you? Because, Joe Gill, I don't know. He's been in a lot of trouble. Trolling me a lot. The government's looking for, So, there's two Kimmys. There's my African American friend, who's Kimmy, who's transgendered, BB-8. Then there's Kimmy, right there, Kimberly. And then there's one other Kimmy that's, the Filipino Kimmy, the one that Joe Gill was promising he was that girl problem, Can't stand Joe Gill. All those trolls. And then I had someone try to dock me, by the way. That's why I'm not talking to many people right now. Kimmy, you know the story, all right, Kimmy? Yeah, Kimberly? The story about the moral values, right? So the moral value is someone basically came on here. There was a couple of people. There was like Joe and this fake Hannah. Thank God we got rid of the fake Hannah. The real Hannah emailed us, right, Kimberly? I'll tell you this. The real Hannah emailed and said that's not her. The real Hannah has over 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. 500,000 fucking subscribers, right? So she's like, no, it's not me. So 500,000 subscribers. She said I wouldn't do it. Well, you had three options. It was this Brad guy who went under the radar, and then you had this. Well, eventually, Pee Wee and I and a couple others called out on bullshit, and in the end, the sheriff started showing up. The moral value is they had my address, so they called the sheriff. The sheriff kept showing up. I finally turned around and told the sheriff, if you come to my house again, I'm going to put my shoe so far up your ass, I'm going to be making you fucking go to the hospital to have it remove it surgically. And the guy's like, literally, I mean, I'm tired of having him knock on the door. I mean, literally, I came to the door the other day, and he's like, so, Rita, did you just get out of bed? And I'm like, motherfucker, I was just asleep for an hour and a half, you bastard. What do you want? He's like, I guess you weren't on YouTube 10 minutes ago arguing with Chloe. I'm like, if I hear that story one more time, I'm coming down to the station. I'm filing charges against your ass, and I'm going to be basically walking out with millions. He's like, I thought it was garbage. I said, why don't you get your head out of your ass officer and go to my channel. Here's my name. Anytime you do, click on it. If you see him online, there's one thing. You don't see me on fucking line, then that means I'm not fucking, I mean, literally, my therapist and I are going to be talking about why I'm not sleeping. Literally. I mean, I can't sleep. The morals of the world are gone. How do I explain to my therapist, right? She'll think I'm having a mental breakdown. Dude, the fact that the visions are coming through tidier and whiteier. Jokingly, of course, Tidy Whitey. My husband's nickname was Whitey. I'm telling you, literally, the moral values have gone down the shitter. I mean, so many people out there. Look at my grandmother the other day. She calls me trying to get a hernia operation, right? She hates fucking trannies. She literally fucking hated trannies. She turned around and said, any tranny getting a free sex change needs to be shot due to the fact that the elderly can't get dentures, dental work done, eyeglasses, or hearing aids, but they're giving, if anyone knows why I get angry about the whole, the government doing this, and this for trans people, it's because the elderly are bitching at me. You don't know how many targets I get painted on my back all the time for walk down the street, and they're like, oh, you're one of those that our church paid for, then you should be dead. We should cap you in the head. And I'm like, please do, please do, please do. And they're looking at me going, are you insane? No, I wouldn't mind being in heaven. Then I don't have to deal with the 7 years of coronavirus we're going through. Literally, people don't realize this. Let me tell you what I've seen from a vision, everyone. The sermon continues. And the good Lord showed me that unless every jackboot in a fucking America gets vaccinated and gets a vaccination passport, proves they've been vaccinated, 80 million Trumpers, you hear me using that word, Trumpers are not going to be fucking getting the vaccine, which means the entire vaccination of the planet gets highly infected. And by the way, China's pumping out virus after virus. And unless the government sits there and says, oh, we need either recurring payments or we need to help these people, the eviction block is coming for many people. 40 million people are going to be evicted, and a lot of people are going to be fucking homeless, hungry. Look at sister, what was her name? Let me look it up again. It wasn't Kimberly, and it wasn't someone else. I can't remember. Do you remember who it was? Kimberly? The girl that's in California living in her car? Living on like ramens and beans or whatever. I can't remember. I think it was ramen she was eating. Man can't live on ramen alone. I keep telling you this. It's like that hamburger incident. Man and woman. I'm a woman, by the way. There's a lot of transgender people that are women too. But the most of them, let's see. Peggy. Yeah, it's Peggy. She drove from New Mexico to California in her car listening to my sermons. So think of it. The moral of the value is, I'm not here to basically sit there and say, take your stimulus and stockpile. I'm saying prepare, because it's not going to get any better. You got the Trumpers who are saying, fuck you, we're not getting a vaccine. We're not wearing masks. We're not going to do anything. And that's going to hurt the entire country. I haven't checked the U.S. statistics. It was Peggy. Yeah, right, Kimberly? It was Peggy, right? Hold on. Let me check the U.S. census. And then on top of that, today, by the way, yay, the veterans finally got their fucking money. The veterans should have been fucking first. They served their country. Some of them died for their country. And yet these people need to have the respect shown that they should have been given their money first over the fucking taxation people. So we just surpassed 32 million cases in the U.S. So far, we had 25,000, almost to 26,000 cases today. 220 deaths so far. Yesterday, it was 78,000 cases and 819 deaths. So you can see it's spiking in. And yet, so many people. Pee-wee told me a thing the other day. Pee-wee said, and I quote, said something about Governor Newsom is being recalled in the great state of California, and he's opening up everything. But Pee-wee said, that it would take a year, mind you. I got another part of my sermon about moral values coming up. A year to get her business up and running. So she's going to suffer again. A year. Yet she's got to suffer, and yet they're going to try to open up like 6/15 on my wife's birthday. Yes, I was married to a woman in Australia who was transgender, who I love dearly, who pampered the hell out of me, and was a sugar mama to me. So at my age of 43, sometimes I feel that even though I sometimes think I should have a sugar mama, jokingly to you, Kimberly, I think personally that it'd be too much of a burden because I got enough burdens already from the mighty old God upstairs who's giving me the visions and telling you guys to prep. Now, more to the moral. The moral is, and I'll tell you how bad it is for me. Yeah, but I met you, and it was good to listen to reason during the long wait. Well, yeah, exactly. See, Kimberly, the long wait is the best part about it, And anyone who basically turns around and accuses me time and time again of being a Trumper, I'm just a person, like I said, I basically said, quote, unquote, to the God Almighty himself that the good Lord already chose Biden. And every freaking person on my channel basically said, do you want to live in tyranny for 4 more years? And most of these people who were Trumpers, no offense, said that he's the only one that can save the country. He's the Messiah. You know who the Messiah is? He's the guy upstairs saying, look, come to me. John 3:16, 524, 647. Come to me. Problem is, most people are fucking using him as a vending machine. Dear God, make me get more money. You don't see me complaining. You know the burden I got to carry, the worst burden in the world, being what Eliza jokes about, calling me a prophet, is I basically told every family member. Let me tell you about my family, Kimberly and Kimmy, since you're here. Every family member I trusted, every person literally that voted for Trump, every person, good Lord gave me the vision, said Biden's going to be it. 5 months before Biden chose Kamala Harris, God gave me the vision. I told people, Kamala Harris. Most of the moderating staff here on this channel said, no, it's going to be Susan Rice. I said, no, Kamala Harris. When it came out, Kamala Harris, they said, well, Biden shot himself in the foot. I said, no. I think what Biden's going to do is rise above everything. The vision's there. My own family got so fucking tired of paying for free sex changes in Oregon. They fucking packed up and left. They fucking packed up. They don't even want to fucking deal with their old friends who were Trump or Bidenites. That's what they call them, Bidenites, right? Bidenites. So they went and got a house built in Texas. They want to be down there. I don't know if it's because of the discrimination whole of the country, Texas. I hear they discriminate against trannies pretty bad. There was a tranny I knew in El Paso that had schizophrenia, supposedly. I knew another tranny in like Dallas or something who wanted facial feminization and was trying to push for it, and it's, most people don't cover facial fem because it's too fucking expensive and the government doesn't want to spend, that dollar for it. But you get the idea, okay? I'm not talking about facial fem, not talking about boobs. I'm not going to be negative towards the trans people. I'm saying think of the moral values. The Republicans are sitting there saying it's immoral or immoral or well, it's not moral to the moral values is it's not the moral values is you need to be a conservative American who's against same-sex marriages and against transgendered rights and against same-sex parents and on and on, all the bullshit going with it. My family basically hated the Oregonians becoming Bidenites. 2 is they left, right? They left. And yet I told my family Biden will be president. I guarantee he will be president. The Lord has delivered that message. And I never faltered. Now, you guys want to know the other part? I'll tell you the other part of the story. My family turned around and said, Biden's not going to be taking the oath of office. I said, watch. I had other family members on other media platforms and messaging me saying Biden's not going to take the oath on the 20th. Trump will stay in. I said, no, he won't. They said, yeah, they will. What happened? I didn't see, God didn't show me the Capitol riots coming. But when it happened, we were all scared. We were all fucking scared. My cousin, people were talking about that. They got mad. They gave up Amazon. They gave up all these services because they thought their freedom of speech was taken because, something to do with fucking Parler. And guess what happened then? Everyone down the list basically has said, quote unquote, oh, well. And then they said, well, there's going to be an overthrow if Georgia flips blue in the Senate. Oh, wow. I said 5 weeks, 6 weeks before Georgia would flip. They said, no, it won't. Capitol riots happened after that. They were ready to sell their house, get the fuck out of Dodge. Tells you right there what the hell's going on in this world. Moral of the story, the burdens I carry are a lot harder than you simple-minded people at times. You just got to listen and prep. I'm not going to steer you on the wrong path. I'm telling you to prep now and be prepared for the fucking worst. Good morning, Mark. How you doing, brother? So you are BB8 then, is what you're asking. Good morning, Mark. I got an appointment in a half hour. I was hoping to do StreamYard with you guys. Fortunately, Sister Michelle's not in yet. Yeah, well, you got me for about, 20 more minutes? Yes, you're BB8 then. Former moderator that got mad, if I remember correctly, claiming everyone was Trumpers, which most of the moderating team probably was. I'm not. The heavy burden, and as I remember, you're Kimmy, if I remember correctly from my mind, God's not giving me insight, you're from the great state of Texas, I believe. See, I remember you. So it's been a while, but I'm also doing my sermon right now, and I can't be disturbed because I'm just, So how you doing, Mark? Good to see you're still around, man. I'm supposed to be setting up Michelle. Michelle hasn't come on yesterday. We were going to do StreamYard soon. She wants to get into the prepping thing at StreamYard. Mark, do you remember BB8, moderator BB8, I think there was an argument between her and Pee-wee. I think that's what happened. Pee-wee and I don't remember what happened. The moderators changed the fact that when people didn't come back, I think it was me. It might have been Chloe. I don't know. Chloe's in her room, holed up there. I will tell you right now, it's like 63 degrees and it feels like it's 90 in here. So I'm hoping eventually the fan, I'm going to have to turn the fan up and get, or is it on medium? Maybe I'll turn it to medium. See if I can toast that window. That's the other problem. I sleep days. So Dad said I needed to sleep whatever, I got the government phone too. So anyways, so Michelle hasn't tuned in yet, by the way. Yeah, you remember BPA. Kimberly's our newest moderator. You weren't around, Mark, so I put a wrench on Kimberly. Yeah, Kimmy was the one that got into it, called everyone Trumpers, apparently, at the time. And I said, look, whoever has a problem with religion, or not religious, politics at the time, because we were in a volatile situation, Mark, tried to say everyone needed to calm down. I already knew the outcome was going to be Biden, but no one wanted to listen. Everyone, as you know, Mark, wanted to challenge. You remember you were challenging me too, brother Mark. You were saying that Trump was going to be in office for another 4 years. How'd that turn out for your prophecy? How'd that work? How'd that work out for your brother Mark? So what happened was, Mark, is I removed some people with wrenches. Remember that whole fake Hannah thing? That's where basically I drew the line. When I went into the command center, I went in and removed moderators, Don't think you did. So you don't remember telling me 6, 8, 9 months ago you're for there's Kimberly, and then there's Kimmy. Kimmy's our former moderator that came in. She wanted to be acknowledged. So yeah, she's from Texas, I believe. We're having a moral discussion. The moral values. The thing is, and you know what, Kimberly, you're right. People are living on at the edge. But think about the people that are going to lose their homes. Think about the apartment management companies that manage and the owners that are going to lose their apartments due to the fact that the taxpayers can't literally fucking get paid because of it. I mean, Kimberly, did I ever tell you the story about subsidized housing? Let me tell you a story about subsidized housing. Let me know when you're ready. No, do you drink too much moonshine? So that's your excuse. You're a boozer then. Well, I like to drink a little bit myself, but I'll tell you, I carry a burden worse than all of you. Hold on a second. You pooping or peeing? So you getting ready to take the fuck ball out? Where is my fucking bar? Does Wednesday. Here you go. 2 double bacon cheeseburgers, a couple bags of dog treats, and if you can get yourself a one of those doggy beef jerky for yourself, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna talk to Sam about it. I'm still damn tired, Chloe. I'm not sleeping worth the damn. So let me tell you the story, Kimberly, Kimberly, and Mark. USDA said, and here's the eviction letters for eviction moratorium. This is what they said. They spent about $50 million in postage stamps to everyone with subsidized apartment. As you can see, it doesn't say dear rural customer. It says I'm at the USDA. So USDA has rural assistant, rural development with the agriculture. So you can see it's official letter. See, CDC eviction moratorium and tenant resources. So first it says extended temporary through March to June 30th, yada yada yada, 2021 June. They're gonna extend it again due to the fucking people that won't get vaccinated. The household is attempting to obtain any available government assistance. Well, problem is the manager said trying to find a needle in the haystack for government assistance. The government comes out with this letter to tell the management companies they can't evict. And yet, that's the first number one rule. Household attempt to obtain any government, where's the government assistance? You go to the advocates, they only give you 1 month at a time now, and they got to basically pre-approve. I haven't asked for help because my rent's always on time. The household meets income limits at $99,000 per individual. By the way, did we pay our rent this month? I'll have to email the manager in that one. The household is unable to pay full rent due to the loss of household income or of extraordinary medical conditions. So if you don't have medical bills and severe loss of income and you got to use it for food. Timely partial payments have been attempted. So they're putting that in. If you haven't even attempted partial payments, you're out. Eviction would likely make the household, this is the fifth. Eviction would make the household homeless or force them into an unsafe sanitary shared living arrangement in a homeless shelter with other people that might have the virus. Yeah, that's it. In order to be protected under law, you must give to your landlord in writing saying that you meet all the above conditions under penalty of perjury of the law. Most of these people are being evicted because they can't get their ass saved anyways when they try. Manager knows the scam's coming down the pipe. No, Johnson & Johnson vac ain't good. It's basically bad. You're going to invest in a biker ring. How many times have I told you, Mark, to invest in food? That we're not getting any better. Let me tell you a story of a moral of the story, okay? Since Kimberly's here and we got Kimmy probably still here. She's been acknowledged, Let me tell you the problem. Food prices are going through the roof. Literally, we're basically seeing suicide pricing. Pee-wee turned around, emailed me the other day, and said that she went out to get gas and she found a place that was in the valley that was like 80 cents cheaper a gallon. Otherwise, it was like almost $4 a fucking gallon. Okay, something like that. Then, same principle, she said she went to get a chub of hamburger. It's like $20. The chub of hamburger, the 10-pound chubs right now. I can actually look that up real quick at Walmart for you guys. At my Walmart, because I can tell you exactly how much. She said it was like $25 for a fucking chub of hamburger. Now, I have stuff in my shopping cart. Chloe just refuses to go pick it up. So currently, it's telling me everything I want. Oh, here we go. So, it's $28 in this state for 10 pounds of hamburger. 10-pound chub of hamburger is $28 here. Biden and Trump can't stop it. That's the thing. The virus. Let me talk about the virus. The moral of the value is the government's basically doing it. Has anyone ever heard of the 7-year tribulation? We could be in 7 years of tribulation right now. 7 years. I mean, literally, let's talk about that for a minute. 7 years we could be stuck in fucking our apartments, literally. 7 fucking years. Has anyone thought about that? I've been watching movies about Revelation. I've been reading about other things, too. How big is what? 10-pound chubs like this, man. Unless you're asking about something else, too. Yeah, think of it. There's going to be food shortages. Did you watch the video I sent you about the food shortages? I was prepping you for the discussion with Michelle on our StreamYard thing. I mean, literally, StreamYard. And by the way, I love StreamYard. I can see someone's face. Someone else can see it. If you're still around, Kimmy, you're more than welcome to join us at StreamYards. Wouldn't mind having a conversation with you about the future of the world going down the shitter. Might be good to have another transgendered person on board with what's going on in your part of the world. Just saying. Truthfully, we got to prepare for the worst. That's the thing. We need to basically prepare for the worst. Hey, Boon Man. Look at my little bun. Look, let me tell you guys a story about God, okay? By the way, I love both of you, Mark, Kimberly. Kimmy, I've never stopped loving you, so my hand's always out there if you want to finally realize that I wasn't the enemy, Kimmy. I was always a friend. I tried to tell you to cool your hot head. Things would rule in the favor that needed to be, but some people are stuck in the lion's den when it comes to the people who believe what they want to believe, everyone. Let me tell you, there's a lot of vaccination combination problems. That's one reason why I won't get the vaccine. I got people telling me get the vaccine, I won't get it. People haven't died yet. Yesterday, it was 820 people. Today, it's like 220. Does anyone want me to preach? Because, I got like 10 minutes, and then I got to get prepared for my appointment. Maybe 15 minutes. But yeah, about 15 minutes. Let me tell you a story. Talk to my dad. My dad, father-in-law, said, God doesn't punish you anymore. In the movie The Shack, Mackenzie says, that's where your whole wrath comes in, right? You get angry and then you do your wrath thing. And she's like, you lost me. And he's like, that's where the whole wrath comes in, right? She says, sin is its own punishment. Right now, think of the the immoral people that the Bible's talking about. God's upset, yes. Remember, you weren't here when I made the joke to Kimberly about Texas, where I said, Mark, how there's people out there, Mark, that think of me as a prophet, right, brother Mark? Anyways, the joke goes that I said my family moved to Texas, right? My family did, Dinky and her husband, my cousin Corey, moved to Texas. I said, what if God standing from above, Mark, jokingly said, you left Oregon, you left because of politics, you left for whatever, and God turns around and says, I'm giving you guys, because Rita's my prophet, jokingly, I'm going to give you a freaking ice storm and everything else in Texas. Next you know, Texas is being punished for it. Think of it. What's the one thing that Texas rely on the fucking most in that fucking state? Guns. God upstairs is saying, no, come to me, my children. I will protect you. Instead, these people worship their guns. What is a gun? It's an idol. You see where I'm going yet? So, let me get back to the story. The moral of the immoral of the countries and the world is going down the toilet. Last night, I tried to tell my dad that he's wrong. He's literally wrong. He thinks I'm on the wrong side of religion. He spends 8 hours a day reading religion books and reading this, reading that, right? And he knows better than me. If he knows better than me, then why am I the one getting the visions? Why am I the one that's being told, look, you must do this, this, and this, and follow your rules? And yeah, Dad turns out, God doesn't punish anymore, he's merciful, really. So if God turned around and gave you a massive heart attack tomorrow and you fell over dead, you'd be blessed? That would be in heaven. That wouldn't be punished. And then what if God turns around and says, you might believe in me, son, but I'm not letting you in for all the crimes you committed down there? It could happen. Truly, no one knows what God's going to do or say to us when we die. Now, for all I know, being ordained, I could be the one going to hell worse than you guys. My opinion is we need to prepare. That's why I'm talking to you guys. God is pissed. God's probably cracking up. Look, God said he would never use the fucking flood again, but didn't say he didn't have to not use a blizzard. Think of 2012, for example. You could use a blizzard, right? A blizzard and a blizzard, or sorry, not a blizzard. That's 2012. The arcs, right? The end of days, the frozen times, right? So the movies that God had produced for his own destruction to show the world, he could use an ice age to cover the entire planet over and repopulate, and where everyone lives in tents and other things, and they have to live in, new ice age. 2, he could do destruction of the planets by volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. That could work too, right, Mark and Kimberly? 3, he could use meteors like in the movie Greenland. Has anyone ever fucking discussed that? No, they're all sitting there with their thumb up their butt saying, oh, God won't do that. God could. God could do whatever he wants. Mormons once had a saying, God giveth and God revoketh. Save you from Cora? You mean coronavirus? Hey, hold on a second. Yeah, I agree with you. Clearly, it's not going to save you. Give me a second. I gave a quarter of my bag to a box of dinky ones who there in July. Oh well. So basically, if you look around, sorry, I'm cleaning my ears. If you look around, 1,400 ain't gonna save you. Why do you think why do you think every motherfucker out there, Kimberly? I'm not saying you are praying for recurring payments because they want to fucking live comfortably. They don't give two shits about everyone else. Me and my dad were talking about this last night. Dad said to me, how many people would go and get right off SSI to go on the government dole of $2,000 a month? And as soon as everyone's off the government dole for $2,000, government, as you know, Kimberly, flip the switch, find a way to say the vaccine's over, then no one can get back on SSI. Does it really work? No. It's because they fucking screwed you over then. We have to stay safe, but we also need to utilize the internet. And that's what I keep telling people. Think of it. We got to utilize the internet, people. We have to utilize the internet. And to do that, you need to prepare. As long as the internet holds out, you guys can hold out for a long time. Order your stuff, have it delivered. You don't want the vaccine, don't get it. I'm not going to push you to get a vaccine. I'm just telling you. Chloe brought up something that might be of an interest. I know Pee-wee doesn't like Chloe's theories, but I want to bring one up to you guys today about what Chloe said last night to Dad. They could turn around and withhold our payments if we don't get vaccinated. They could do that. They could withhold pandemic funds. They could hold back everything until we get vaccinated with the mark of the beast. You know, they can withhold a lot. We don't get a vaccine passport. The government is under the guise of the fucking wealthy son of a bitch companies that want to do all these new technologies and stuff, you know? There. So my ears are clean, finally. Still can't figure out where my hearing aid went. Look, I don't even leave my house, Mark, so what's that tell you about staying safe and staying away from weirdos? I don't even leave my house, brother. Look, $1,400 stimulus, if used right, could stock you up for at least a year, maybe even more, but you got to utilize it properly. And there's where I want to talk about my burden for a minute. Does anyone understand that everyone sees me supposedly as a prophet, jokingly, of course? I'm not going to remember. Jesus says I am not a prophet. Jesus said something like a prophet's not welcome in his hometown. But when they asked him, are you the king of Jews? He says, you say these things about me. Well, think of it this way. The world's going down the shitter. I'm telling you to prepare for the worst. We could be in our 7 years of tribulation, which means 7 years of being locked in your house. Well, the government can't get out of the pandemic. Now, you guys should sit there and say, oh, well, that's cool. But think of it this way. Jesus said, you say I'm the son of God or king of the Jews. He never said he was. That's why I say it. People want to say I'm a prophet. You said it, not me. I don't get angry about it. I call it a joke. But think of it. I get these visions. I see things. Maybe I'm not getting enough sleep. Maybe I'm watching too many religious movies. Maybe I'm reading too many religious books. But you know, that's what brings me peace. But I'm also prepping for the fucking worst. And I can see they can't get this vaccine under control because think of it. 80 million plus Trumpers, I'm going to use that word again just because I think it's funny. And the Trumpers are basically bucking the heads of the government because they believe the president, Trump is president still, and they entitled to Trump. Two is they're bucking the system because they think their freedom of speech and freedom of religion is being taken, which it's true. Think of what Edward Snowden says. They're trying to censor everyone on YouTube and the internet. Look, I got people, moderators that think, Kimberly, that they are entitled to $2,000 a month, plus their SSI a month. So they want $3,000 a month so they can sit there and go, oh yeah, look at me, I'm feeling pretty good on the pot. Look at me, I'm drinking. Oh yeah. You think I want someone to waste my tax dollars on fucking pot right now? No, we're in a pandemic. The reason they left is because they got angry. They got angry. Literally. I don't give two shits if they fucking got angry or they fucking didn't get angry. You see, my point is we're in a fucking pandemic. We're in a pandemic, massive proportions. And they've got, we're on variant 3. By the way, the more variants your body gets, by the way, Kimberly, the more variants that you're more immune to. Problem is, Corona's killing people. Yes, Corona is literally killing people. But Chloe's right. They can turn around and withhold funds until they force them to get it. What if they turn around and all these people, we got a gun, we get our pandemic food stamps, we're not getting the vaccine. The government turns around and says, no vaccine passport, no extended food stamps. Try that. Next thing you know, it throws the switch for 1/3 or 1/2 the American population that refuses to get vaccinated. No funds at all. What are they going to do? Can that cause a civil war over a fucking shot? I mean, is this what it's going to come to in this country? They're going to fucking rise up, trying to overthrow the government, all because they don't want a fucking vaccine shot? Meanwhile, Meanwhile, I gotta make a joke here. The China virus, definitely the China virus, trying to do the Trump, definitely the China virus. China's making more and more of the vaccines. But China's basically got problems with their own vaccines. But here's the kicker. The China virus. The Chinese are making viruses faster than, and equivalents. The variants are spreading because China keeps spreading it. Literally. When you basically learn about SARS-2 and they're getting that contained, then you got B117. Sounds like BB8, and then what happens after that? A new one comes out, that African one, and then another one. Money's not going to make it disappear. That's the problem. And by the way, has anyone realized if we don't stockpile now, eventually everything, factories will be shut down? Let me tell you what's going to happen. I want you to think about it. I will be back after my appointment in an hour to continue this. But before I go, here's the moral of the story. Without the government having money and taxes to pay Social Security, your Social Security checks fail. You run out of money. You run out of food stamps. People start killing others for their food. Dad said, just let them murder you for the food. They'll be judged. Yeah, God will let them into heaven saying, there, son, you killed 6 people to get food for your family. But it's okay. These 6 people, it was their time to go. I don't want to hear God say that. I want God to punish every motherfucker out there that basically murders someone because... Now, let's continue. Moral of the story. Without money in the countries, companies can't run factories. Factories can't produce products. Products can't produce bread and soups and anything else that stores need to feed us. And stores go out of business, crippling the entire fucking world into poverty because there's going to be several safe zones in the country and everywhere else. No safe zones. Everything else, it's every man, woman, child for themselves. The death of billions of people over poverty and famish. People will be martyred for their food. Think about it. It's coming down the pipe eventually. We got a $28 trillion deficit. We can't bail ourselves out. Think of it. What are you going to do? You're going to basically hole up, locked up in your house and eat as long and survive as long as possible? Or are you just going to give up? There's people out there would murder you for your food, let alone basically want to earn it for themselves. These fucking same people that are getting free extended food stamps and cell phones and everything else under the sun, free things, spending their stimulus money in junk. They're the first people who will murder you for your food because they can't survive. These fat fucking son of a bitches. They'll murder you for your fucking food and leave your body to rot. Hell, they might even kill your dog and eat them just because. See where I'm going with this? The message is simple, Kimberly. We all need to get out there and preach the message. Now, some people are ministers like me. Some people get visions like me. My problem is we need to prepare for the worst. That's the thing. We got to prepare. How do we know we're not in a 7-year tribulation? Has anyone ever thought about that? Or is it just me? My dad thinks everything's going to be gravy next year when everyone's vaccinated. But if no one gets vaccinated, they're not even talking about boosters. Has anyone ever thought about that? They're not talking about boosters. Yeah, I mean, literally, has anyone thought about boosters? They're not talking about boosters. They got to have boosters. Now, some vaccines are like, oh, yes, these vaccines are 90% after 6 months. Really? Yeah, when was the first vaccine given? December or something? January? So we don't know how effective they are in 6 months. And they're protected of the variants. Bullshit. Has anyone read the reports? 2 people in New York are on ventilators after they got the first shot of Pfizer. And 2 got on the ventilators on Moderna. And then there's blood clots going around killing people on Johnson & Johnson. These vaccinations aren't fucking safe. Literally, they aren't safe. I don't trust them. No, they're gonna buy the TV and then they're gonna murder you, Kimberly, for their food, for your food, because they fucking made a mistake. They don't want to admit it. Why do you think these same fat fuck son of a bitches, Kimberly, turn around and pray to God? Dear God, give us recurring payments. Dear God's going, dear children, why should I give you recurring payments when you're a fucking dipshit and I told you to buy supplies for the next 6 to 9 months? You know what God could do? God could ratchet up his wrath by turning around and punishing people more. Look, everyone, I got to go for about 1 hour, 15 minutes. I got an appointment coming up in 2 minutes. I will be back to continue this. Kimberly, please stay tuned. Mark, charge your phone and be ready for part 2. By the way, if anyone wants StreamYard, including you, Kimberly, let me know. The rest of you out there, please add and subscribe. Please post comments. Please leave feedback, suggestions, like, subscribe buttons. Hold some fun for the family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs. Please note that it's almost 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will be back between 2 p.m. and 2:15 Pacific Standard Time. So look for my next update, part 2, coming up. Thanks. All right. I hope to see you, Kimberly, soon. Thank you. God bless America. God bless the United States of America. God bless the world. And God bless our troops. And God bless our veterans. Thank you. And God bless you all.